What's going on?
Thank you very much for playing the Beginner's Guide. My name is Davey Reedon. I wrote the Stanley Parable, and while that game tells a pretty absurd story, today I'm going to tell you about a series of events that happened between 2008 and 2011.
Mr. Obama was elected.
We're going to look at the games made by a friend of mine named Coda.
Okay.
Now, these games mean a lot to me. I met Coda in early 2009 at a time when I was really struggling with some personal stuff. And his work pointed me in a very powerful direction. I found it to be a good reference point for the kinds of creative works that I wanted to make. So just to start you off, this is, I think, the first game he ever made. It's a level for Counter-Strike. You can walk around here, by the way. And mostly it's just Coda learning the basics of building a 3D environment. But what I like is that even though he starts from the simple aesthetic of a desert town, he then scatters these colorful abstract blobs and impossible floating crates around the level. And of course, it destroys the illusion that this actually is a desert town, and instead this level becomes a kind of calling card from its creator. It's like a reminder that this video game was constructed by a real person. And it kind of makes you wonder, what was going through his head as he was building this? This is what I like about all of Coda's games. I mean, not that they're all fascinating as games, but that they are all going to give us access to their creator. I want us to see
I feel like
past
you
the
don't
games
need me for that
themselves.
game.
I want to get to know who this human being really is.
Parkour.
And that's exactly what we're going to do here.
360.
So, it's 2008, Coda starts making these games, and he never releases them. He doesn't put them onto the internet, he just makes them and then immediately abandons them, and they sit on his computer forever. And I think he really understood this image of himself as a recluse. At one point, he jokingly renamed his computer's recycling bin to Important Games Folder. So, you know, this was just how he worked. He tended to crank them out one after the other without even really pausing to try to understand what he had just made, until suddenly one day, he just stopped. In 2011, that was it. He made his last game, and then he hasn't made another one since. And that's why I've taken this opportunity to gather all of his work together, is because I find his games powerful and interesting, and I'd like this collection to reach him, to maybe encourage him to start creating again. And if the people like you who play this also happen to find his work interesting, then I'm sure it'll just send that much stronger of a message of encouragement to Coda. So thanks for joining me on this. If you have a particular interpretation that I haven't mentioned here, or if you just need to get in touch, you can email me at daveywreden@gmail.com. Okay, that's about it for introduction. Let's take a look at Coda's first proper game. As each game is loading, I'll show you the date that it was completed. This first one was made in November 2008.
So around the same time the GTA 4 game was released. Whisper machine status active. Right, so I'm gonna have to whisper to you, to you know what? I'm even gonna screw that pop filter. Let's just make sure. Isn't it? Whoa!
Whisper machine active. Shift to structure.
This game is called Escape from Whisper, and it's one of the more generic games you'll see from Coda.
Let's go this way. Right, no, let's not go this way. Let's go this way instead, yes. Oh, that feels so good. Yes, that feels so good. You have to whisper.
To fire the gun.
I can barely hear the gun.
Security call reached. Hostile alien life form inbound.
Who's there? Show your face, motherfucker.
It kind of looks like this game was abandoned mid-development. For instance, you have this gun, which you'd think would indicate that there are supposed to be monsters or enemies somewhere.
Is true.
But then clearly there are no enemies anywhere. You can't even reload the gun when you run out of bullets.
Yes.
But ultimately we don't really know. Maybe Coda thought that actually it was complete the way that it is. And I think that we should talk about his games for what they are, rather than for what they're not.
Open the bloody door, you bitch. Okay, maybe not. Alright, we should go this way. Let's go this way. Are you with me? Are you with me, fellas? That's good.
I love how you can see the bottom of the universe from this room.
Holy shit, you can actually see the bottom of the universe. Coda knew something we didn't know. Oh my god. He's Illuminati. Right, so where do we go from here? Do we press these circles? Hello? Do you see this? Can you see this? Probably not. Okay, that was supposed to happen.
Apparently, this space station has a labyrinth on it.
Right. Let's just
sure,
always go.
There's really
this
no
way.
reason for it that I've ever been able to discern,
it.
so in the interest of time, I'm just gonna skip you on past it.
Oh, thank you very much.
Okay, this is the part that's interesting. The
Good.
game has this narrative about the whisper machine and how it has to be turned off, and then you get to the engine room.
Okay, let's turn the whisper machine off because I'm kind of tired of whispering.
Hey, you there, in the engine room. You could save us all.
Yes, I could.
That beam is powering the whisper machine. We could disrupt it by introducing a great enough heat signature.
I could just talk normally.
Your body could stop the beam.
Are you serious, woman? I'm not doing that by
For all of
no
our
means.
lives. Would you do it?
No.
Could you give yourself?
No, fuck that. Let me back. No. I don't go back. Where's the door that leads to, home? I'm not doing that. Really? The human body is a great...
This is
thing
not a
that
branching point.
does the-
Unfortunately, the only option is to step into the beam.
Oh, come on, man. That's not legal. Alright.
Let me pause here for a second. What you just experienced, stepping into the beam and then dying, is probably what Coda had initially intended when he was developing this level.
But that's
But when he
not cool.
first compiles and plays it, something goes wrong. There's a bug somewhere. And this is what happens instead.
So what happens? Minecraft. Oh, so... Okay. That's alright.
The beam causes you to start floating. And this is an important moment for him. Because yes, this is technically a glitch, but Coda identifies something human about it. Like how small it makes you feel in the face of this larger chaotic system. Or this floating could be the afterlife, a peaceful place, juxtaposed against all of the hysteria that you've just had to traverse. I don't even know. I have no idea what he was thinking, but what's clear is that after making this, something lodges itself in his brain. He wants to do more of these really weird and experimental designs. So he
Okay.
stops work on this and moves on to a stream of tiny little games that go in all sorts of directions. Let's go ahead and take a look at the first game he made after leaving this one behind.
Kiss you in the butthole. I think it sounds so sexual right now, anything I say. Right, so. I can't move.
Yep, in this game you can only walk backwards.
Easy. That's how I walk all the time. Oh, hang on, that's a different game so I can start talking properly.
So it's a short and relatively minimalist experiment combining motion and narrative. It is less advanced than the previous game, but actually it seems to be more focused, more complete. Coda's trying to give it a unique voice rather than simply basing it on a pre-existing trope.
Right, so this is really messing up my brain. But if the future's always behind her, how will she find the strength to confront it?
It's a short little thought, it says what it wants to say, and then it ends.
Right.
Didn't need anything more than that.
Okay,
Which to
good
me
game.
is why it works, because it gets out quick. Okay, next
Good,
one.
good game. Yeah. Still never. Oh, scheisse. Okay, so we're in a horror game. That's good. You are now entering. I sure am. Can I go this way? No. Can I go this way? No. Okay.
And that's it.
Best game.
Okay, the
10
meaning
out
of
of
this
10.
game won't be clear just yet. Please be patient with me for a few more games, and I promise you'll see what makes
Right,
it
and it
interesting.
froze. What?
Oftentimes, Coda would put bizarre titles like this
Oh, hang
one at
on.
the
I
start
think
of his
that's my
games.
headphones.
I wish
Yeah.
I'd known him at the time that he was making these early games.
My headphones
He
are
would
dead.
really only talk to
I
me
can't
about his
hear
work
anything.
as he was making it.
That's not good.
Once he stopped work
That's
on a
not
game,
good.
like, that was it.
Luckily,
It was
I have a
dead to me.
backup set.
And I don't agree with that at all,
so let
but
me just,
what are you gonna
Let
do?
me just quickly. There we go. Holy shit, that's loud. Holy moly, let me just turn the volume down a bit now. There we go. No, still too loud. There we go. Right, so, what's the point? I go up the stairs. Good, right. That's quite simple, quite basic. I can do that. I can do that. Are these the Twin Towers? 9/11. Just saying. Right.
Once you've been slowed to an absolute crawl, the door at the top of the stairs opens. So why, if Coda's not showing these games to anyone, why bother opening the door at all? Well, to show you, I'm modifying the game here so that when you press enter, it'll bring you back up to full speed so you can enter the door for yourself.
Okay, that's good. Can I do that? Lovely. Because that can be painfully slow. Oh, a lovely, Then the next starting and... Well, but... you're a gate. I like that one. Can I go there? I'm a goat. I'm a gate.
A room that's warm and nice and filled with little ideas for games.
You are the queen. Ah.
Coda would often tell me that he didn't mind if people thought of him as cold or distant. He said that he knew that he was actually a vibrant and compassionate person.
Oh, I like that one.
That it takes time
Can I do that
to
one?
see that.
That's the best
It'd be
game
a
ever.
very slow
10 out of
climb
10.
to get there.
This one. That one. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it. Read it. It's perfect. Oh. Right. So, okay. Cool. Ah. Alright. Well. Ready, set, fish. Oh, I love that one. Maybe action. Alright, okay. No water features. No fish. No nothing. Let's go up these wooden stairs that are completely out of place. There you go. What?
Well, this is new for Coda. It's an actual puzzle. Go ahead and see if you can solve it.
No, that was too. I mean, I'm just too dumb for that. I am way too stupid. Do I go this way? Hello? Aha!
Don't forget that
I'm
solution,
way too
because
good.
We're going to see this puzzle again soon.
Alright,
We're
that
gonna
was...
see it a lot.
Oh, for God's sake. Ooh, 360. Dang it. Right,
that
so...
seems to be it, right? You walk
Yeah.
down a corridor, you solve the puzzle, you get to the end. Simple enough. All right.
That's good enough.
Now I'm going to modify
My kind
the
of game.
again, so that when you press enter, it'll remove all of the walls from this room.
Right, go on. Whoa! That looks... how I'm...
How about that? There was more to it than we had any way of knowing. I actually find it funny that this game comes after the Stairs game, since they essentially convey the opposite idea. So, in the Stairs game, a dull exterior concealed a rich interior. And then, in this level, a dull interior hides this fantastic outer world.
Well,
Either way, I think that the point is
that
the same,
looks
is that most of the time you
like
don't
the
get
kind
to
of
know what you're
process
missing,
it
or even
takes for
that
me
you're
to
missing anything. That's not
come
your
and
role
talk
as
to
player.
a
So if your role here is not to
same-sex
understand,
animal.
then what is it?
Good. Oh! Haha, oh, I love that game. Right, so it's the only walk forwards game. I'm still entering.
So, this, combined with the entering game from earlier, tells us that Coda believes his games are connected somehow. It could even be that the Stairs game and the puzzle game are literally connected in between this and the entering game. There's
Possibly.
a bigger picture that all of his games are meant to play a role in, some larger meaning that we won't be able to grasp until we've seen all of them. And once we have, we can step back and start to understand what exactly that bigger picture is.
Okay. 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 Oh! A house. A golf club. That's a bar beer. Yes, please.
Let's talk about video game development for a second.
Let's do that.
Every video game runs on what's called an engine, which determines what the game can and cannot do. So in other words, the engine is a set of tools for game development.
Nope. Huh! Vandalized the shit out of this place.
CODA is using an engine called Source. Like all engines, Source has certain things that it does well, and it has certain things that it does poorly. One of the things that it does very well is boxy linear corridors. That's why so many of CODA's games are set in these large, flat, empty rooms, is just because he's working with what the engine does well.
Whoa!
The tools available to the creator shape what kinds of creative work
I totally
they're gonna
nailed
end up
that.
making. You might consider paying attention to the architecture in CODA's games to notice how they seem to stem from an engine that's very good at producing linear, boxy corridors.
Right, so, okay. Good point. Oh, that was glitchy. Well, that's quite nice. Oh, hello. That's a horse herd. Something. No, these are cells. Okay, I'll go this way then. Ah. What do you know? Let me out. Ah, okay.
This prison,
You locked
funny
me.
enough, in CODA's original design, the doors stayed shut for a full hour before letting you go. If you don't mind, I think we're gonna skip that.
Okay.
This is something that he and I used to argue about a lot. You know, whether a game ought to actually be playable, whether it means anything if no one can get through it. And I would always defend that, you know, all this work goes into the game, why not make it playable and accessible? And so we just got into heated arguments over it, and there was one time that after one of these conversations, he went home, and a day or two later, he sent me a zip file entitled Playable Games that was full of hundreds of individual games, each of which was just an empty box that you walked around in and nothing else. Believe me, I played every single one of those just to find out if there was like a gag hidden somewhere. There wasn't.
Well done, Cody. That's the way to troll, buddy. Yeah. Right, now yeah. Okay. So we go downstairs.
It's the puzzle again, with the exact same solution as the last time.
That might be way too
There's
difficult.
still no clear indication of what makes this puzzle so special that CODA is going to return to it over and over. But I promise I'll share with you my interpretation very shortly.
Okay. I don't think Cody went that deep into thinking about what he does, you know? Listen. No, you listen to me, right?
Here, CODA begins using a kind of dialogue system that he fashioned out of the engine's chat capabilities. Use the 1, 2, 3 buttons on your keyboard to respond.
Yes, there was a world stamped with whiteness. Yes, there was an enormous prison I spent hours in. Yes, there were these floating colored blocks. I'm gonna go with 2, because that was the Now this is one. Did you have to get through a puzzle with 2 doors and switches? No, I don't remember having to go through any puzzle. I'd prefer not to tell you. After all, we've only just met. That's true. What? But you don't understand. We're trapped here. That puzzle is the only escape. We need to get through it. You think you want to go through, but trust me, you don't. Let me describe it to you. Let me... Yeah, alright. I'll tell you how so. No. You don't know nothing. Oh no, but I do. We do. We need to get out of here. Do you understand? This is the most important thing in the world. We have to escape this prison. There must be an ending. I promise you. There's nothing I want here. Okay. I'll see you later, guys. Have a good time. Yeah, Netflix and chill, you know, like, cool. Ah, there's more. Can I just go? I don't want to talk to you. What do you want? Howdy. How'd you get here? Was there a puzzle that you had to pass through? No, I've been right here this entire term. Failure? I suggest you go and see the puzzle sometime. It's not meant to be solved, but you can sit in the blank space in the middle. What happens if I solve it? Not sure, but if I have any suspicion, what you find won't be worth what it takes to get you there. Yo, oh, for fuck's sake, I didn't. You're so impulsive. Jesus, let me just finish the thing. Round, round, get around, I get around,
And
yeah.
so we make one
Get
last
around,
descent
round,
down
round,
to
I
the
get
final
around.
floor of the level.
That's it. Lovely level. Ambient, the music's really good, and yeah, light. Okay.
It's a lamppost.
The
Okay, I can't tell you quite why, but
Great
for some
observation.
reason, Coda fixates on this lamppost. It's going to appear at the end of every single one of his games from here on out. I'll tell you what I think. I think that up to this
Jump.
point, you know, he's been making really strange and abstract games with no clear purpose, and maybe you can only float around in that headspace for so long. Because now he wants something to hold on to. He wants a reference point. He wants the work to be leading to something. He wants a destination, which is what this lamppost is. It's a destination. We're going to see it in the work as well. His games are just going to become a lot more cohesive.
I'm
a lot
going
more fully
to
developed, with
molest
one
this
clear idea
lamppost.
behind them. And as we go, that
Hey,
idea
how you
will
doing?
get clearer
Hey, how you doing?
clearer and clearer.
Wanna come to my place? Wanna come to my place? Hey, you. You look fine, Phil. Baby, sorry, fella. That's wrong. April 2009. This game is connected to the internet. As you walk around, you can leave notes. All notes you see are left by other players. Okay. So how can I leave notes? Okay.
So first off, I'm sure you can deduce this, but this game is not connected to the internet. All of the notes that you're gonna see have been written by Coda. This was actually the first game of his that I ever played. This was shortly after I met him at a weekend game jam in Sacramento, where I grew up.
Okay.
I saw him working on this very level,
Whoa.
and it was just
Whoa.
so different from anything that anyone else was doing. So right away I was like, I have to be friends with this person.
Okay.
In retrospect, I think I was probably a bit too pushy, trying to get his attention. I was
whore.
over enthusiastic, but he
I have
was
to
very
read all
gracious
these?
about it and
Gee.
very patient with me.
The
And
guy
I
over there
cooled
wrote
off
much
eventually.
wrong. I'd rather be doing
Feel free to
literally
skip
anything
over
other than
any of
playing
these
this.
notes if they're not doing anything for you. Nothing extra is going to happen if
I
you
just
read
like
all
the
of
sound.
them. Either way, to me they convey a sense of loneliness. I see this person who's filled with thoughts and
That's-
feelings
whoa.
and beliefs and has no way to express them except as scattered
Gigantic
and unheard
no.
voices in a game that wasn't meant to be played. But it's ironic, isn't it? That in playing this game and seeing how alone Coda often felt, that we get to know him better and actually kind of connect with him. And I have
do
to
I
be
go-
honest
where do
with
I
you,
go? Oh,
this
yay.
idea is really seductive to me. That I could just
Right.
play someone's game and see the voices in their head and get to know them better and have to do less of the messy in-person socializing.
Isn't
I
that
could just
called?
get to know you through your work.
Yeah, but
I think this is why I always liked Coda's games so much, is because it felt like they let me have that connection. I felt as though he was inviting me personally into his world. And then I feel
That's
less lonely
intimate.
too.
is that a love story? I'm sorry, I'm fine with that, but is that a love story? That painting is beautiful. I actually quite like that. That looks properly good.
At the end of this level, we're going to see the puzzle again. And here, I'll tell you what I think the puzzle means.
Okay, good.
Each of these games represents an idea that was on
Cutting
Coda's mind
corners.
at the time that he was making it. And the puzzle is a way of closing the door on a previous chapter of his life before moving on to the next one. In each
How
of his
long
games,
did it take him to
after
write all
exploring
that
a theme
stuff?
that, he might find difficult, Coda can
Yes!
place this
That's my
puzzle
favorite puzzle.
that he knows has a reliable
I think every
solution.
single game should have one of these.
He understands exactly how it works, and so it gives him a simple
Yeah,
mechanism for moving on.
okay.
And because there's this dark area between the doors, a space
Yeah.
between spaces, before you move on, you get to pause,
Wow.
just for a moment, a few seconds to reflect on and let go of the events that led you here. To step back and connect the
Lamppost.
pieces together, to grasp at that elusive bigger picture.
I think you're looking too deep into it. Talk to me, please. Why are you having to speak? Oh, I like that
This
one.
one is tough. It's gonna kind of just spin its own wheels for a few minutes. Hang with it.
Okay. Didn't they all? Right, that definitely looks like a porn studio. I thought that was meant to be a song, like, but the soundtrack. But it's just plain weird. Right.
See, like, this is it. The whole game. And there's nothing that's particularly interesting about it. You just walk to the end of a hallway. Except,
True.
for some reason, Coda gets really fixated on this prison that has all of this modern furniture. And I don't know why, but he decides he needs to revisit this prison. He's gonna start over, use the same assets, turn it into something else. Okay, cool. Here's version 2.
Right. Ah, What failed to get to the center of the room? Oh, I like number 3. That's not a hole. Okay, now what about along the wall of the room? Let's put a huge picture of a horse. Right, you're not really considering my options, are you? Tesla coils. Yep. Yep, that's exactly what I said. Who are you? Where exactly? I'm pretty sure none of my choices are making any difference. I like number 3. Common knowledge, and absolutely not true.
There's a bit more to this one, but still, it's not really communicating anything. It's kind of just weird for weirdness' sake.
Okay. Is that IKEA? That looks like...
So,
whoa,
He
okay.
throws it out and starts over. This time he comes at the prison idea from a different direction.
From down under. Hello, please walk forward. I will do, sire. This guide will enable you to escape any prison environment. Follow the instructions carefully. Take care that you remember each step. First, click on this table. Will do. Good. Go over to the photo frame and click to turn it slightly. See? The Illuminati. Aha. Now turn the floor lamp off, then back on. Will do. Now go to the left side sofa, move it over a little. No, hang on, sofa this way. Aha. Finally, touch the shelves. That's it. In a real prison, the escape will now open. Return to the start to be taken back to your prison. Well, walk all the way over there again. Oh. Return. Goodbye, prison. Okay, let's see if I remember that. Because I'm pretty sure I don't. Right, so
And of
first.
course, now the table is gone and you can't begin the chain of events to escape.
Fuck you, Cody.
Here's a version where there are
Coda.
no bars, but you can't actually get to the well. And then a version where the inside of the prison is the outside and the outside is the inside.
Oh
Let me just
shit.
walk you real quick through a few more of these. I mean, he really unloaded on this prison idea. There's nearly a dozen of them. Personally, I think it's awful to watch this. To see a person basically unraveling through their work. And for what? Like, at what point do you just go, maybe there are game ideas other than this prison that I
Maybe
could be
there's a
working on."
different game
But
idea that I could
Coda
be working
doesn't
on
have
except
that
this
voice
prison.
telling you to stop. That particular mechanism of defense against yourself. Without it, you just spiral. And so he keeps going and going and going and going and going. And then he hits on something. And he likes it. And that's it. He's done. He stops making prisons.
Good
This
for
is the very
you.
last version of the prison game that he created. And the reason I think it works is that the prison is not actually in it.
Okay, I can see the lamppost, which means it's the end. Right. That's fine. I don't. Hello? Nope. Finished. Hello? It's me. I'm wondering if after all these years you'd like me to go over there. Hey, it's me! I'm you from after you escaped the prison. Yes, I'm me. Yeah. Okay. What do I say? Yep, I was in the future maze. Yep, I was in the escape
It's a
tutorial.
conversation. And so this is what Coda wants, is to be able to talk to someone, to share what's on his mind, and to get some good advice from someone who knows. But the irony is that even in this scenario, you're still talking to yourself.
Yeah, that's
You know,
kind of lonely.
All of these games so far are Coda talking to himself.
That's fine. I don't know, I'm just pressing whatever. Why? But don't you feel excited about getting out, the promise of freedom? Oh, yeah. Don't know. Well. Exactly. Wait, if you're me, then did you get a call from another version of you when you were trapped? No, I think I'm the first person to call back. That's weird. Then can you tell me how to get out? Maybe I can come find you? What I have to do? To get out, all you have to do is be sincere. To get out, you need to tell me... just talk with me for a bit. What? That will free me? How does that work? I don't honestly... You can't know until you're out, but I promise it works. Is there gonna be like a jump scare? Will you be here? And is that it?
I can see why he considers this a fitting conclusion to the prison games. After all of the obsession and frustration, just to be told by someone you can trust that things are going to be okay. Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be lovely. August 2009.
So what would it look like if Coda wanted to make a game about talking to someone?
Hang on a minute. Let's just pause here and continue later. So we ended on August 2009. This is a really deep game. I don't know. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me still. It's like life path of a certain person. But we'll see where that leads us. Yeah, so stay tuned for more of this game, which is Beginner's Guide, I think that was the name. And yeah, we'll just start off from here. So leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Time to take a jump. Come on, get your ass down here.
Christ on a crutch.
Yeah, here it comes. Here comes nothing.